All right, in this video, I'm going to use AI tools to create a video from a website in under 60 minutes. This is not scripted, not rehearsed. I don't know what I'm going to encounter. I'm gonna do this in real time, so let's jump into it. All right, so the website that I picked is Bedtime Stories AI. It's a tool you can type in some info about you, your kid, what kind of story you want, and it'll generate a bedtime story. It's a cool little site. It does not have a landing page video, so we're gonna create a landing page video for it. All right, so before we start actually making the video, let me give you an overview of the steps that I was thinking of how I'm gonna tackle this project. So we've got Bedtime Stories AI. It's about creating an AI story for your kid. So I'm thinking, you're taking your kid to transform into a fantasy land. So I had this idea where it's like, okay, if we're seeing footage of kids being read a bedtime story, and then those footages transform into a completely different genre, some fantastical land, that would be a really cool intro to the video. And so one really good app that does that is Runway. So Runway, a feature called Video to Video. We can give it an existing video file and tell it we want to transform that video style to something else, an illustration, an animation, claymation characters. So I'm going to use stock footage video clips just find some of kids being read a bedtime story and then feed that to Runway to transform it. And then while that's running, I'm going to start on the script. I'm going to use ChatGPT to just generate a quick script, like a 30-second script for the video. I'm going to use ElevenLabs to then generate the voiceover audio for the script. Music-wise, I don't think I'm going to have time to find or generate something, so I'm just going to pull something from Descript's stock footage library of music, and then Descript is what I'm going to use to edit all of this together and put it all together. So that's the game plan. Let's go to the first part of this plan of getting the stock footage clips and then sending that to Runway. All right, so first up, I'm going to convert those clips in Runway, but before that, I need to find the actual clips I'm going to convert, and so I'm going to do that in Descript's stock footage library. Now, one other note, I'm actually recording this after the fact. The audio from the actual recording, I'm not going to bore you with the details, but got messed up. So we were able to recover some of the audio using Descript's studio sound, but also some of it's a little bit hard to hear, so we added some subtitles beneath it. Apologies about that. The next one will be better. Normally I'd probably do a script first, but I'm doing some of the video clips first because I feel like that kind of, A, I know I want to do it. I feel like it kind of might inspire the direction that we're looking for with the script. That's just our bedtime story. So we come up with that. These look cute. Got that one. Let's do this one. All right. So now I'm going to have to do is save these files. Let's jump back over to Runway. All right. So in Runway, I want to use video to video. So with Runway and just kind of AI processing in general, it kind of works off a credit system. Also with the plan that I'm on Runway, there is an unlimited plan. But basically, the more seconds of video that we want Runway to process or convert, the more credits it's going to take from us. These stock footage video clips are like 10, 15 seconds long. We don't need the entire clip. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to just trim the bit of the clip that I want. This also helps because I just want to trim out the good parts and parts that the AI might not have as much trouble with. So if there's like a lot of movement or a lot of hand movement, it's probably gonna have a harder time figuring out what that is. So I just want to cut that out. So I'm just opening this up in QuickTime, and I'm just going to trim the 3-4 seconds of the clip that I want to use, that I want to send to Runway, so I can save on processing time, save on credits being used, and also hopefully have a better output by giving it something that it will have a better job at converting. Okay, so in Runway, we've got our video to video, we've got our input in, and then we can style this. And let's just try claymation. So we could use one of the presets here, or we can type in a prompt over here, or we can send it a reference image. For the sake of time, I'm just going to use one of the presets. And then we could preview how this looks and just look at the first frame. It'll generate a preview image of the first frame of what the style would be. And yeah, it looks great. This one looks good. And so let's say we generate video. And so now we're going to let that sit while I trim these other clips. Let's see how our video clip here is doing. All right, that's weird. I don't know why I flagged that. Obviously, that was nothing wrong with that clip. All right, let's reset. All right, let's try this again. Try the ISO. All right, kind of thinks the mom's a dude, but that's all right. All right, 13 minutes. So yeah, I feel like this is a good time investment because this is gonna be the cool stuff. This is like, we're taking our, bedtime story thing and we're kind of transforming ourselves to a fantasy world, which is the whole premise of the Bedtime Stories AI app, is transforming to a world in a personalized story. So I feel like this is kind of gonna be like the money shot that'll really make this video cool, especially opening with it. All right, so this is where I started hitting the first issues in this project, in this video, and hopefully it's proof that this was being done, in fact, live, because obviously I would have tested this out and not done this after realizing this issue. but the clips kept getting flagged for content. And I can only assume it's because there are children in the clips and it flags some sort of content moderation. Obviously, this is great. There is some sort of content moderation and some content flagging. In this case, I feel like it's a little too aggressive in what it's flagging. But yeah, I'm obviously glad it's there. But it is a challenge to what we're trying to do, because the whole idea of this is changing the bedtime story into a fantasy level clip. So that was one issue. And then also just being able to recognize the clips. Like when I was trying to, again, it was turning the woman into a man in the animation. And then it also had this other issue with identifying people.
All right, that's cool, Runway. Let's change the race of one of our people characters. That's great.
So yeah, this was the other issue that I had. I was not recognizing the black man in the video. It was changing him into a white character. Change his race, obviously another big issue. Some work here to do with the models. For the record, look, I do really like Runway. Obviously, these models are new and it's still a learning process. So things that shouldn't happen like this. And this is a roadblock. So this is just something that, we got to work around and figure out a way around in this project. So here, let's see how I try to figure it out.
One shot that works, at least. That'd be cool. I got some ideas for the other shots. I mean, the other thing I did an experiment with is I can try taking the style strength down and seeing maybe it's just being too aggressive with the style. So if I say take the strength down, it might preserve more of the original clip. Obviously, I'm on the time crunch. With the AI stuff, I mean, you really do need to experiment a lot to get the results that you're looking for. So, spending a little bit more time than 60 minutes is a good idea. Okay, so we got this one. Come on, let's get one successful one. And I'm just going to crank this down just to see how that goes and give a little boost. Yeah, that's cool. I hope it works. Let's see. All right, and while that's going, let's hop over back to the main website, Bedtime Stories, and I'm copy this, and then let's hop over to ChatGPT.
All right, so at this point, we are 20 minutes into the hour, a third of the way through. So we got 40 minutes left. I spent way more time on Runway than I thought I would. But now I'm going to jump over to ChatGPT to start generating the script. All right, 30-second video script for a landing page video for the website Bedtime Stories AI. Here's some info from the website. I was pasting the info I copied from the website. And I'm telling you that video should open with a montage of parents reading bedtime stories, who then highlight the features at the end with a call to action. All right, let's see how that runs. Okay, let's see what we got here. Every bedtime story transports us to a magical world. With Bedtime Stories AI, craft personal tales in seconds, personalized, instant investors.
Possibly you!
The visual representation of the generated story comes to life. Dive into dreams now. Bedtime Stories AI, where every night is a new journey. That's cute. I mean, I'm going to tweak some stuff, but we, don't have much time. So copy that, and then we're going to head over to ElevenLabs.
All right, so now we're going to head over to ElevenLabs. This is a site that generates voice from text, and it's one of the best sounding AI voices that we've tried out, that we've used. So we're going to paste the script in here. We're going to find a voice that works and then generate the narration.
And we'll use Rachel for now. Let's see.
Every bedtime story transports us to a magical world.
Let's see what else we got.
Every bedtime story transports us to a magical world.
Hey, good enough. I would tweak this more, try some different voices, but time. Let's see. So let's download that one. All right. So running these lines.
With Bedtime Stories AI, craft personalized tales in seconds, featuring your child, family, and endless adventures.
So yeah, let's download that. That's great. And then let's bring this all into Descript. Now let's see what happened with our last shot in Runway. Did it approve it? Did it generate it? Or did we get flagged again? Looks like a video. Hey, something cool. Yeah, great. We just need quick clips.
All right, so we did get one successful shot out of Runway where it did convert it. Now, you might have noticed it was a little wonky at the end, kind of looks a little weird. That's okay. A lot of things with AI, we just need really short snippets of it. And with the editing, even if the clip itself is 4 seconds long and it gets weird, we can sell off the effect by just finding the good parts in the AI clip and adding it into our video. So now we're about halfway through in the 30 minutes. We got 30 minutes left. I did have one more idea of how to use Runway, of how I wanted to try it to generate a clip to use in this video. All right, so the second idea is to use Runway's text to video generator. So the first one, we gave it a video and we wanted to convert the style of that video, so video to video. And this one, we're just gonna give it a text prompt, like kids in the magical world or something, and have it just generate the video from text, which hopefully will not be as many issues with the getting flag policy because we're having to just generate this from scratch and not convert something else.
Okay, so we're going to click on text. We're just going to type in a text prompt and just see what that does. This is the amount of movement in it. I don't really need there to be that much movement. I'll do the free preview first. So free preview, like the video to video, we'll just make a frame, show me the first frame, and I can kind of pick which direction I want it to go in, or just redo the prompt and try something different if I don't like the direction it's going in. So this is a good way to save on wasting credits inside Runway if you're not on the unlimited plan. So let's jump back over to Descript. Let's add our voiceover into the script. Let's also grab some music in here. The thing about Descript is they do have access to a decent stock library. It's not the greatest stock music library or stock video library, but it's included. It's good enough. And in this case, we're running low on time. Journey of Wonder sounds like a good name. Good vibe. I like that. All right, let's add that in. And so that's going to add it as a track. If you're not familiar with Descript, we got a whole collection of playlist tutorials, so go check that out. We got a 15-minute starter video on Descript that's pretty popular. And we got a bunch of other videos on how to use the timeline and layers and all the other stuff that I'm doing. So if you're like, what are you doing? Or like, why are you not explaining Descript? Go check out the other videos because that'll cover everything. And I'm just trying to go as fast as I can in this video. And this is out of order. So I'm just going to cut this here. I'm going to click this little music icon, drag it up here to the beginning. So the music starts where the video starts. I'm going to add a slash, which is a scene. And that's where I know I'm going to want to add some video clips and cuts. So I got some spots marked out where I'm going to insert some new clips. First off, I'd rather just input everything at once. So let's see how this thing did.
All right, so jumping back into Runway, even though this was text to video generation, this was, hey, create the images yourself, it still created images that it flagged of itself. So yeah, this is a thing I did not predict. I'm glad it's got the safety features, but this is a big hurdle that I did not see coming. So I'm going to try a different prompt and also just a prompt to get out of it looking realistic. I want to look more fantasy illustrative style.
Kids exploring a castle at a fantasy cartoon. All right, let's see what that does. Back to Descript, 20 minutes left. Then I'm just going to import those clips anyways. So let's go back to files, add files. All right, I'm going to say add as new layer, which is going to put it on top of my script, on top of the video. So we got our 2 layers here. And so I'm going to say every bedtime story. And then when we hear transports, I want to fade out and show our dialyzed clip. And because I trimmed the stock footage clip and then I converted that entire clip into the AI style, the clips are exactly the same. So the motion should roughly match up. So it looks kind of cool where like our video clips transforming into this stylized fantasy clip.
Bedtime Story transports us to a magical world.
Let's make that dissolve longer.
Free Bedtime Story transports us to a magical world.
All right, so the last thing that we need is images from the Bedtime Stories AI website to showcase what the website actually does, since this is a landing page video for the website. If I wasn't screen recording for this tutorial, I would have just screen recorded scrolling and stuff on the website so we have some movement. But I am screen recording, so I'm just going to use a different app to take some snapshots of the website. We're just going to use still photos for this video.
So let's just grab some images here. Stories already generated. Got about 15 minutes left. Okay, cool. Yeah, that looks cool. Let's jump over quick. All right, so we're just going to drag this image and it'll fill in that gap that I marked out.
World. With Bedtime Stories AI, craft personalized tales in seconds.
And we don't need such a long pause. So let me bring this down.
Bedtime Stories AI, craft personalized tales in seconds. Featuring your child, family,
scene there. Okay, so let me add one of those other stock footage clips here. Just add that clip and the other clip that was rejected, or not rejected, but I just didn't really recognize all the people in it. Okay, and Endless Adventure. Endless Adventure sounds like it'd be good if this generative video works. So let's see what Runway came up with. 10.5 minutes. Let's jump back to Runway. Again, flag. All right. It's weird. Let's just give this one a shot. I just need something. Give me something. All right, so generate that video just to give us something. Let's jump back here, see if this has the form that I'm looking for. Now, also, if I was doing screen recording, I would like record typing something in because that makes it more interesting. But in this case, I don't have time. I got 8 minutes. So I'm just going to take this screenshot and put it in the choose your genre and use that image of all of the pictures. I'm going to take out this scene and add this image here and this image here. All right. Now it's really 8 minutes. All right. Feeling a little bit of the tension coming up here. Let's get something that's something decent enough. Okay. And then unleash a universe of dreams tonight. Let's see if there's just some existing stock that looks kind of fantasy. Let's see what we got. If we just search for fantasy in their stock video library. Yeah, look, a book in a fantasy land that's pretty fitting. We can just add that. And we'll add this shot at the very end. All right, so we're in that clip there. Let's fade out to this music. Let's extend this stock footage clip that was placed in the wrong spot. Snappy. There you go. Okay, and then the last section that's missing a video clip or some visual is here, which is the video I'm generating. And so let's see, Runway. All right, how'd this do? Yeah, cool, great. We only need like 2 seconds of it.
So the one missing piece that I did want to add, but it's not going to have time in this, is titles, just titles to accentuate key points of the app. Animated titles on the screen. We're just not gonna have time to do it in this video as we try to piece it together and get something that's at least watchable and usable in this 60 minutes.
Family and endless adventures. Choose your genre, art, and even a moral.
Primitives. All right, so I want to see if I can just find something real quick. This is at a decent point. Obviously, the screenshot images are not the most dynamic. I would want to add like a slow push in or some sort of background on that. But let's see if I can just add one more thing before clock hits. Yeah, these templates aren't great. So yeah, you could build templates. Descript has some built-in templates, but they're not the greatest templates. I think we're as good as we can get for an hour and this video. Let's try to zoom out. Let me see if I'm missing any glaring issues or gaps. The 15 seconds. And then it looks like I think
5 seconds. Workout complete.
I was using a workout timer. Okay, so it's been an hour. Let's see what we got with the video. Let's just play it. I'm just going to play it on the screen. That's what we got.
Every bedtime story transports us to a magical world. With Bedtime Stories AI, craft personalized tales in seconds, featuring your child, family, and endless adventures. Choose your genre, art, and even a moral lesson. Unleash a universe of dreams tonight. Bedtime Stories AI, where every night is a new journey.
All right, and thanks for watching. As I said, I recorded this all before the film crashed. Did not save anything. So I hope you enjoyed this process. Next time, it'll be a more real-time conversation. But yeah, let me know what you thought of this series. Let me know if you got any other blogs or any other websites that you'd like to see in the series, or where I can try to convert them or build a video out of them in under an hour. Yeah, I'm a few minutes ago, I just checked and found out that Filmic did not save anything that I recorded. So yeah, I'm still getting over that disappointment. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next episode.